Welcome to the Moringa For Life Podcast. Exciting show for you today. We're going to be talking with Jax Wilson. Jax is the visionary founder behind Nomadic Wonders and Shalom Temple Journey. He's deeply connected and committed to helping individuals transform their lives through holistic health and wellness. With a heartfelt belief that true healing begins from within, Jax empowers her clients to embrace a lifestyle of balance, intention, and vitality. Jax, thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Okay, so we're going to get into obviously some Moringa. I want to hear about your Moringa journey. We
Yes.
want to talk about Sustain Me, your upcoming event, which actually Mariko, our founder of Moringa for Life, will be a part of. So that's exciting. We'll let people know about that.
Yeah.
One of the first things I wanted to know, though, right out of the gate was, have you found a way to bring Moringa into your coaching, into your healing, into your plan for your clients? How has that maybe kind of manifested since your journey has begun?
Yes. So I actually use Moringa a few different ways. One way is when we do a detox at the beginning of my program, I actually incorporate what I call the jungle milk. And the jungle milk has Moringa, coconut milk, turmeric, ginger. It's part of their fasting and detox plan. So I incorporate it in that way, but I also use the Moringa for my diabetes clients, for anybody that's looking to get more energy or lose weight. I just kind of incorporated it in there as part of the program. And then also the jungle milk, which is a Moringa product, which I do use the Moringa for Life Moringa in my product.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and I actually use it as well as my alternative to ensure. So anybody that's dealing with malnutrition or they need to gain weight, this is my alternative to that, what we call ensure, or that protein drink they give cancer patients at the
Right.
hospital. So this is my alternative.
Oh, that's great. I thought you might have just a little snippet for us, but you've really gone all the way in with Moringa. You have quite a few different ways that you're applying it. So I love
Yes.
hearing that. And I'm sure your clients and your community get a lot out of that. All right. So take us back a little bit. The Moringa journey, where and when did that start for you?
Yeah, so it was about 16 years ago. I actually was on an alternative forum. They talk, it's like a truth or alternative forum. And somebody had posted something about Moringa. I had never heard of it, so I was very intrigued. I clicked on it, and the benefits that they had, posted, I'm like, well, this is interesting. This is an interesting plan. So I did my own research on the limited amount of research that was out there at the time about Moringa. I'm like, this is an amazing tree, amazing, I was just became very passionate. I called it my end times tree because you could do medicine, food, and purify your water. I'm like, this is a tool that I wanted to have in my, in my kit for what I call end times. I don't know if there's an end times, but that was what I was calling it, like a survival tree. Basically,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. And that's where it started. So once I did that, then I'm like, well, where can I get this? So I did my other research, put Moringa for Life shop, and it came right to Moringa for Life website. And that's the first time I had ever, purchased Moringa. I got it from Moringa for Life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I ordered powder. I ordered, I don't know, I think a few different products. And I'm like, and I was telling my friends, I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to learn about this Moringa thing. It's so amazing. And I started taking it. My knees were hurting a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try a shot of Moringa, and my pain would go away. I'm like, this is
Oh,
amazing.
amazing.
I had something with my tooth, and I used the Moringa seed powder, and I put it on my tooth. I'm like, whoa, I took my pain away. Amazing. So that's where it started. And then from there, it kind of led me into the lifestyle and holistic and wellness, industry, because I was so passionate about it. I wanted to share it with everyone. Then, of
Yes.
course, I started in the coaching industry, and then I started incorporating it, with my clients.
Oh, that's great. I had no idea that Moringa for Life was at the very beginning of your journey. So this is very full circle. How exciting is that? And 16 years ago, I mean, it was the only website selling Moringa at the time. So that's incredible
Yeah.
to hear. And
And real quick, I was so
please,
excited. I bought seeds from you guys from Moringa for Life, and I had like 20 plants that I had grown, and they just grew for me, like boom, like, oh, this is amazing. So I started giving away plants to everybody, thinking they were going to be as passionate. Then I'm like, well, a lot of them, like, did not know how to care for them. I
Sure.
didn't give them instructions. And then I carried like 7 of those plants with me for several years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't remember how long, until I found land. And then, sad story though, I planted them in a really bad place, and I waterlogged them. So
Ooh.
I
Mhm.
know. So I have to start all over again. But and then this is where I taking the course with Moriko, learning the growers course and educator course really was helping.
Yeah. Okay. So don't feel bad. I also don't have a green thumb, and I have killed many plants, moringa included. So once you figure it out, though, they really do flourish, and they are really great growers, and they yeah, what an incredible journey. So you carried these potted plants with you. I mean, were they it's like you had your own moringa pets with you.
Yeah,
Why did you feel compelled to take those specific plants, potted plants, along on your journey? You could have easily gotten seeds again some other time, right?
I know. I don't know, because I wanted them to be hardy, like, having a 7-year-old plant versus like a brand new yearling. But I had them for about 7 years, and they went from Pennsylvania to North Carolina. Like, I traveled with them to where I am now, and um, I don't even know if I have one of the original ones now. But I was so passionate about it that I went crazy, and I literally planted 20 plants. And I think at the time, because remember, I was still getting into my health journey. Well, I wasn't eating them, but the kids were eating them. Those sprinkle, what do you call it, containers?
Okay,
Because I
yeah.
remember, I'm like, oh, okay, they need deep, right? So I was thinking, so I started them in those sprinkle containers. That's where it started. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's incredible. And how many trees, bushes do you think you have growing now?
Well, they're winterized now. Let's just cross
Sure.
fingers. So I think I have 7. I'm back to 7.
Back to 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7 for Jax. That's the sweet spot when it comes to moringa. Oh, I absolutely love hearing that. So you kind of are on this journey of moringa and health and coaching, and I thought that the coaching was first, and then the moringa has come out more recently. Really, the moringa is what got you onto that coaching journey. So
That's
talk
right.
about the catalyst. What was the moment where you said, I really need to turn this into something organized, something disciplined, something that I can bring out to the people? Do you remember that aha moment for yourself?
Yeah, well, I found myself always giving free guidance to, my, at the time I was running a modeling agency, and to the models, giving them free advice and guidance on health. And I was like, you got to try Moringa. And so with that, I think it propelled me forward. I'm like, well, maybe I should do this more formally. So then I got certified to become a coach. And I'm like, well, I'm going to bring Moringa into my coaching services.
I love hearing that, because it's a bad joke, but it still was a joke of maybe the 90s of modeling, where the model diet was a cigarette and a Diet Coke, right?
Yeah.
And being able to bring whole health to an industry like that had to be, one, meaningful, but also challenging. Did you have a lot of early challenges and pushback when you were trying to bring health to an industry like that, or were
Not
there's an
really.
openness?
Not really,
That's
because I'm
great.
a pretty, like, here I am, you either like me or you don't. So I kind of present myself like, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. And it's okay if you don't want to do it. It's okay if it doesn't bother
Mhm.
me. It's okay. So no, I didn't get any pushbacks. Not really. But again,
Great.
I might have been ignorant to it if it was happening.
You were gonna push right through it no matter what, if it was coming at you or not. You were so dedicated, and you were so almost
Hmm.
almost like starry-eyed. I know that feeling where it's just like, wow, this is just so compelling, so moving, so meaningful, that I need to make sure that more people know about it. You become an amplifier. Hence the podcast. For me, it's speaking and learning from you, and being inspired by you, and so this is really great to hear. I love all of this. All right, so then the coaching and your work now, let's talk about that a little bit. How is your work today just break it down for us a little bit, like what people are getting out of this from you, what you're getting out of this work that you're doing now.
So right now, the clients that I do see, they're coming at me from all over the world. So from Kenya, Belize, Canada, Australia, from the different states. And I have limited spots. So they kind of, once somebody graduates at a 3-month program, then somebody else kind of jumps into the spot. What I get out of it is seeing these bodies or temples. I call them temples, is why my the coach, I say Shalom temple services, seeing these temples who were tired or were needing to lose weight, or they're just dealing with, some chronic illnesses, really make a comeback, like, oh, wow, they did it, and building the confidence in themselves for them to heal themselves naturally. And when I say heal, I mean, make basically your own body restoring itself back to function. And that's what I mean by that. And we don't make any claims that we heal anybody and all that. I really do focus on the mechanisms of the temple, that it was built to really respond to those herbs and those plants like moringa to, sustain and rebuild itself. That's kind of, that's, for me, that's gratifying. You're like, whoa, like, look at you. You're like, you did it. I wasn't me. I'm not a healer. I'm not a shaman. I'm not a white coat. I'm not nothing. I'm just literally a guide. I'm a guide. And for me, that's very important. Some people just need the one-on-one, some people can do it in groups. And I tend to work really good in the one-on-one space. And then my clients are losing weight, are, getting the confidence, like to really support themselves through cancer or diabetes or heart failure, whatever it is that they're dealing with. It doesn't matter what the label it is. It all starts in the same spot. There's a dysbiosis going on in the body. And what I tend to do, like, okay, let's, we got to get to the root cause. What is causing it? Kind of mend that. Now let's focus on the solutions, because the body will go back to normal, if you give it the right conditions. And everybody, as far as like the human body, kind of will react similarly, right? Not everybody's the same. However, like a plant, if you overwater, it's going to die. If you don't water, it's going to die. And yeah, some plants don't like as much water and some plants do, but they all need a balance, right? They need that balance there.
I love hearing that. I love also that you're continuing to be open and educate yourself. You mentioned that you're taking the growers and educators course through Moringa For Life. What are you getting out of that? I'd love to hear kind of your experience of it.
So my experience is like, I love diving deep, as far as the culture aspect of it, like the actual, the soil. I was really fascinated with the soil and how you need the right soil to grow moringa. And if it's not in the soil, it's not going to be in your moringa plant. And then I really love the communication aspect, like with the mycelium and how it communicates, and how the roots of moringa can go in and actually, remedy the ground around it and can clear the air. So I'm getting a lot of that deep, that digging deeper, and how the mechanisms behind why moringa is so wonderful.
Oh, that's great to hear. And every time you talking about digging deep, every layer you get, there's something completely profound and new to learn, which is really compelling as well. I love to hear that. The event that you have coming up, I want to touch on that, and we'll let people know for sure how to register and all that at the end of the show. So make sure and stay tuned for that. I wanted to talk about why. As somebody who also has an event production company, I'm always very interested on why we bring certain things to bear to have people be able to participate in it at a grander scale. Because sometimes it's simpler and easier to go one-on-one. I also do consulting and coaching, and so I understand exactly where you're at. At an event like this, what is it about bringing it kind of to the people at a scale where it's bringing in speakers from all over, and has a diverse set of voices and backgrounds, and the experience, I'm sure, is just going to be meaningful and impactful for sure. And so why an event? Why bring an event like this to life?
I think we're at a very pivotal moment in the world right now, where a lot of knowledge is out there. A lot of people are searching for truth. A lot of people are feel like they got I don't know, I want to say lied to or misled. And I think right now a lot of people are looking for truth, right? They're looking for what can they do for themselves, specifically for this event, which is a health and wellness sovereignty type of event. And they're looking for guidance. And right now, I guess you could say the harvest is right. It's the harvest is ripe. That's what I want to say, because people are looking for those truths and they want to be guided. They want to learn more. They're shifting from that paradigm, the old paradigm, into a new paradigm where people are like, whoa, I didn't know even that was a thing, that my body can heal itself. And I say, well, if you cut your finger your finger will heal back up. The same mechanism is inside in your body.
So true. Let's talk about a couple of the speakers. Let's tease everyone a little bit. I mean, starting with keynote, Barbara O'Neill, legendary,
Yeah.
right? Being able to bring somebody like that in. What specifically? Let's start with Barbara. What specifically do you feel like Barbara brings to this community that you've been building?
So I think Barbara, simple ways of approach to lifestyle is anybody can do it. It's a lifestyle that she promotes, right? Changing old habits into new habits that bring about lifestyle. And that's really what I like about Barbara. It's so simple. Everything that she recommends, it's all based on the 9 pillars of health, which she talks deeper in her book, Sustain Me, which is actually the name of the event, Sustain Me. And it's an acronym for the 9 pillars of health. For example, the first one stands for sunshine. The U stands for use of water. The S stands for sleep. Let's see if I can remember them all.
Now you're on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. The T, it stands for something, but you get, it's an acronym.
I'm with you.
And if I remember
this is
them all,
perfect for people to be able to Google it for themselves, but we gave them a couple. We teased them with a couple.
Right. So, so everything that she talks about is free. It doesn't cost you any money, right? So that's one of the things that she brings to the table. And then she goes, again, deeper on how it works, the mechanisms by which these free lifestyles hacks work with your body, and why your body will respond when you give the body the right conditions. That's what she brings to the table, and she's very knowledgeable. She can memorize many things. Her way of presenting it's in a way that anybody can get it. Even children can get it, and I like how she draws on her whiteboard and really guides us through the understanding of how you change this, you give your body sun, and this is what's going to happen to your body, and this is why it corrects autoimmune disease, and this is why all of a sudden your D3 levels go up, and so she brings it all together in a nice way.
Yeah, that's perfect. What are you hoping that somebody gets out of this? Somebody's coming to this, they're, let's say, very early on in their journey, they're unsure. You even in your bio quote, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, right? So I can tell that's an important thing for you. Let's say this is your first step, and you're apprehensive, you're unsure, but you've made the commitment, you're coming here. What are you hoping that they get out of this?
That they're not alone, that that they have support, and there's resources out there, that they don't have to take the first step all on their own. They can get like-minded people around them that can help support them. And it's also a networking space. So we have people that are really deep into the journey, into their health journey, and some people that's just already starting. How about we bring them together, because we all have something important to offer, in this, I believe, in this world.
Yeah, and sometimes imposter syndrome sets in for people when they're trying to go on a new journey, a different journey, and they see an established community that's has so many amazing, talented people coming to this conference. It can be a little daunting and overwhelming. So I appreciate the fact that everybody is at a different point in their journey, but everybody is on a journey. which
Mm-hmm.
again, to your point, kind of starts with the steps. Let's take a moment and highlight maybe some of the other speakers or some of the other events that within the event that are kind of happening that for you are just
Yeah.
you're just real excited about. I'm sure you're excited about all of them, and it's like asking you your favorite child. I understand, but
Yeah.
let's touch on one or two that people can expect something fun from.
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing rebounding. So one of the letters is move exercise. The last E in sustaining is exercise. So I'm going to incorporate some workshops to, it's like hands-on learning, right?
Okay.
If you've never had done rebounding, no, Barbara is very passionate about rebounding. So we have rebounding a party happening every day so we can get our bodies moving. We're also going to be bringing in Jonathan Otto. He's going to be really big on the red light therapy and cancer therapies and alternative therapies. So there's tools there that we can, tap into. We have, let's see, Dr. P. Pigeon, who we call him Dr. P, but Dr. Stephen Pigeon. He's a scholar, like 7 different languages. He can really tell us how this body is actually in ancient Hebrew is actually a temple, and how the Creator lives in this temple, and how we should be able to see ourselves as sacred, and one of the reasons why we need to maintain it and take care of it, right? So he's going to go deeper into those ancient languages and that part. We also have other speakers that are going to teach something like how to make microgreens, like something very simple. This is how you make microgreens. Never done it. Super simple. We're going to be talking about nutrition, and this is Simple Needs. Tristan is the owner of Simple Needs, and he's going to touch on nutrition and how gluten got, just damaged. It got taken over, right? Because it's something that's naturally occurring in nature. However, when you hybridize and when you tamper with it, you're going to have a toxic agent that's going to be very toxic to the body. So those are a few. And then we also have, let's see, Moriko is going to be talking about moringa and the importance of the nutrition part of the moringa and how to grow it a little bit, I think, and going deeper into the soil aspect of it. Let's see. There's some that we have about 10 different speakers. So for me, it's like trying to remember them all. It's
Right.
yeah.
You did really well there. I was like, if we get one or two, that'd be great. No, it's starting to really form a picture of kind of the overall takeaway that somebody would have from an event like this, which I think is important for people to understand, that this is not just, you're not just learning about one aspect of health or wellness or nutrition or diet or exercise, that your being, as you say, is kind of the culmination of all of those things, which I think is a valuable lesson to learn. And you're making it 5 days?
Yeah, it's a 5-day immersive event. So we're really going to be diving deep on the 9 pillars of health.
Yeah, and why? So let's talk about that. Why a 5-day intensive versus, let's say, a 1-day type conference? What compelled you to go? We're going all in. We're going 5 full days.
Okay, well, first of all, it started with Barbara's schedule. So Barbara does her main lectures that she travels all around the world. She offers usually about 12 lectures, and we can spread them across, 3 days, 5 days. And the way we did it, it started with her schedule. And I'm like, okay, then we need to fill in the gaps, right? And I'm like, wow, we can bring this person. They've got a yes. You want to talk about sovereignty and how we're actually born free to heal ourselves naturally, and we are sovereign beings. Let's bring that aspect in. So it just kind of started layering on itself.
Oh, yeah. That's great to hear. And then you ended up with a full court press of like all of the greatest minds that you could imagine. Like, what is it like for you when you got kind of probably most all the yeses that you wanted, and you put together quite an ensemble? Be selfish for a moment in this, because I know you're doing all this for the community that you're building and stuff, but I'm interested for you. Mm-hmm. What are you hoping that you get out of this? What are you hoping that you're able to accomplish through bringing this pantheon together?
Yeah, so I'm hoping, well, first that we get everybody who needs this information in the venue, in attendance, right? So we are offering different ticket tiers, so we have the more, inclusive ones, it's a little bit higher. And we have ones that are a little bit more affordable for those that don't have the funds, for a full 5-day. We have day passes. So really getting the information, not just to a select few, but anybody that needs this information, even from the live streaming that we're hoping to do as well.
Oh, great.
So yeah, and then for me is really just because I see that something is shifting in society, and there's two ways we can go into this. But before the shift actually takes place, like actually, because it's going slowly, it's been shifting. The people are left with this simple knowledge: hey, no matter what happens, your body, if given the right conditions, can mend itself, right? It can get itself back, right? And there's things that are free that you can do to protect yourself against whatever is going to, take place. So just getting the basic message out there. And then just seeing everybody coming together that are in the same, I want to say, frequency, or in the same vibration, right? In a room under one roof is going to be amazing, because it's going to really motivate those who are just starting out, right? Because everybody had to take that first step. And it doesn't matter how old you are, where you're at in your health. You just need to take the first step forward.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a great message. And you said something in there to me that is that moment when you're the one who's a duck on the pond, looks cool and calm and collected on top, but you are going a million miles a minute down below the water, because it takes so much to put on an event like this. So I understand how difficult it is. That first moment when everybody fills a room to be there together, and you know that you brought them there, that somehow through your, your grace, your hard work, your commitment, your communication, and your community, you're able to bring that together. That's a really, really powerful moment. So I'm excited for you for that moment, because I know that moment's going to be really special for you. And then you're going to go, ah.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm still, I'm not.
I know it.
No, I do have a good vision for the event. I visualize it. I see how it's gonna run through. It's, like, you gotta practice, right? If you're gonna be at an event, you gotta practice being there, right? You gotta, go through the mind and you seeing it happen and orchestrating. But guess what? I have a lot of support. I have amazing sponsors that are actually have lined up with me, and I have a team. And getting the just orchestra. So I feel like an orchestrator. Like, I'm orchestrating this group and that group, and it's just, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do right now, and I have accepted the job. So, but once I'm there, I can see what you're talking about. Like, whoa, now I can take a big breath, right? But right now, my brain is still not yet. But right now, I'm like, okay, this puzzle piece needs to happen. This possibly, we're in promotions, we're in campaigning, and I'm like, oh, cruddy noodles, what have I done?
Yes. All right. Well, let's continue with that promotion. We're here to help promote as well, because we're a part of this. We believe in what you're doing, and we're grateful to be, playing a role in it. So tell everybody, where can they go to become a part of this? Where can they go to get their tickets, find out more about a day pass, a 5-day, anything like that?
So you want to go, we're selling tickets on Eventbrite. And if you type in Sustain Me Event Barbara O'Neill on Eventbrite, it should take you right to our pages. Now, if you can't find it there, go to nomadicwonders.com, and all the information is there as well. And and they'll give you the schedule, the speakers. It's going to give you the where to buy the tickets, and it keeps you informed. And we're also doing a dinner with Barbara, a celebration dinner on the last day. And this is a way for us to give back to her, because she gives so much to everyone and everybody wants her attention. So I thought, what if we actually gave back to her and actually share some testimonies, that from around the world, and have her just sit, enjoy a meal, and come, dine with us, share your testimony, and have this moment to, have with Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love hearing that. All right. And give us the dates so everybody knows the dates. Make sure they're available.
So,
They can set their calendars.
March 18th through the 22nd, it's going to happen at Mill Springs, North Carolina. That's at the Tryon Equestrian Center in North Carolina. And it's a beautiful venue. It's pretty big. We're having vendors there that's with products that are in alignment for wellness and holistic healing. Yeah, so we are ready to go, and we are going to be releasing day passes coming up next week. And we actually are going to have a promo going with, if you sign up for 2 day passes plus a dinner, you get a discount. So the 2 day, otherwise it's, you can sign up for the entire week, like most people have done. But we are going to offer that to, people that just want to come for a couple days and, still enjoy the event or want to have the dinner.
That's so great. Okay. Well, again, we are honored to be a part of this. And hopefully everyone learned a little bit more about Jax's Moringa journey, about how they can get involved, and definitely the Sustain Me event happening March 18th through 22nd in North Carolina. Make sure and check that out. Once again, this was a great conversation with Jax of Nomadic Wonders and Shalom Temple Journey. Really appreciate you being on, and really appreciate the work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.